Okay, welcome to the fourth lecture. So in the fourth lecture, I will discuss about the program based on the data type and the operators. Okay, so I am Dr. Shravan Kumar Yadav, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, SR University, Warangal, Telangana. Okay, so first program. Okay, we will go for this first program. Okay, so first program is based on the, okay, suppose that a student has obtained marks in 5 subjects. So write a Python program to store the marks, calculate the total marks, okay, and average and display the results. Okay, the program is basically to take the 5 subject marks, okay, and calculate the total marks and calculate the average and display the results. So what is the first approach? The first approach is that we have to take 5 input from the user side. Okay, so we have to take 5 input from the user side, means 5 subject marks. Okay, like subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5. So what is the approach? So if you see here, okay, see here, I have taken this is the, if you are writing in hash means it's a what? It is nothing but it's a comment line. Okay, if you writing with the hash symbol, okay, so it is a comment line. It will not going to print it. Okay, like that input marks for the 5 subject. It's not going to print it. Okay, so now I'm taking M1. First I'm taking M1. Now I'm taking M2. M3 and M4 and M5 variable. 5 variable I'm taking. All variable I'm taking in the float. Why I'm taking float? What is the reason I'm taking the float? Float is used to take the decimal value. Okay. Okay, decimal number. Okay. So after that float, we are now opening the bracket. Now I'm taking the input. INPUT input means you have to take the input from the user side. Input is used to take the input. Float is used to take the decimal numbers. Okay, and input is used to take the input from the user side. So we are taking the input functions. Now after that opening bracket, now I am giving the comment, means this is nothing, this is only going to print in the output. Okay, in the output display, means whatever you are going to write here, that should be print on the display box. Okay, so enter the marks of subject 1. Okay, and now we have taken two open bracket. Now we have to take the two close bracket here. Okay, so now M2 same way, float input enter the marks of subject 2. Same M3 is the float input enter the marks for subject 3. Okay, float input the marks for subject 4. Now float input the marks for subject 5. Now after taking the input from the user side, now I am going to calculate the total marks. So how can we take the calculate the total marks? So we have to, here we have to going to calculate the total marks and average. So I am taking total marks, total equal to M1, total equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5. Means we are adding the 5, M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5. Now I am taking out the average. Average equal to, what is the formula of average? Total divided by number of items. Number of item or some number of variables. So, okay, so I have how many variables are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables. So total divided by 5. It will give the what? Total average. Now I'm going to display the result. Okay, this I'm going to display the result. Okay, the hash means it's a comment line. It will not going to display. Now I'm going to print. Means what? Print function is used to display the output. So if you want output, then you have to write the print functions. Print total marks. Okay, this is a comment line. Okay, this will display whatever you write in this double quotes, it will going to print. Okay, it will be going to display in single quotes, in double quotes. Okay, if you write anything, it will be going to print same as it is in that what display box. So I am taking total marks, comma, okay, comma, After that I have to take the total. Why total? Because the output is total marks. Output is stored in the total. In the total. Here if you see total. Okay. So output is stored in the total. Okay. Total marks is stored in the total. Okay. Now going to print second output. Print average marks. Okay. Average marks. Okay. Average marks. I'm going to take the average, where the average is stored, where the average is stored in the average variables. Okay, so we have to take it comma, after that we take the average, so it will output is stored in the average. Okay, means the average output is stored in the average. Now if you see the output, if you run this python code, okay, if you write this python code in ideally python, okay, ideally python, go to the ideally python. Okay, after downloading the python, already in the first class, in the first lecture I discussed how you can download the python. Okay, so you have to go to python.org. okay, after there you can download the python, and in the in that python you have to open the what python ideally. Okay, ideally. Okay, after that, when you run this code, the now like that, first it will come enter the marks of subject 1, because I have written m1 equal to written enter the marks of subject 1. So first it will display the message here, enter the marks of subject 1. So I have given the input as 78. Then now second, and enter the marks of subject 2. Okay, so I am giving how much? 45. This is given by me. Now and see next third, display m3, enter the marks of subject 3. So I have given 87. Okay, now after that subject 4. Okay, so subject 4 I taken 90, and subject 5 I taken 56. Now that after taking all the 5 marks, okay, it will calculate the total marks. So what I have written in this message box, total marks, so it will give me the total marks. So where it will store? In the total. In the total it will display the marks 356. Now average marks it will display as in the average. Okay, so this is a simple program. Okay, based on the what operators. Okay, now coming to the program, second program. Okay, now what is second program? A second program tells about a customer buys 3 items. How many items? A customer buys the 3 items from a store, stores store the price and quantity of each item and calculate the total bill, okay, of the amount. Okay, so what you have to take 3 items, buy the three, a customer is going and he buy the 3 items. So what you have to take? We have to take the store the price, okay, and the quantity, how much quantity per item, and what is the price of per quantity, per per item. Okay, and we have to calculate the total bill. Okay, so what is the approach? First we have to take the item 1. Item 1 means we have to take the item 1 price and the quantity. Item 1 price and the quantity. So first we take the that variable. One variable I am taking price 1. Price 1 I am taking one variable. Now equal to float. Why I am taking float? Already discussed. Float means it will take the decimals point number. Okay. Now I'm going to take input, so I'm taking input. Now I'm going to display the message input enter the price of the item 1. Okay, so this message will display in the output box. Okay, now in the quantity 2, now I am taking the price 1. Now I am taking quantity, how much quantity he has taken. Okay, so int here I am taking int. Why int? Because the quantity is always in the integer form, so I am taking int. Now I am going to take input enter the quantity of item 1. Okay, now item 2, for item 2 same way price 2. Okay, second variable I'm taking second variable price 2. Now float for the decimal point, input enter the price of item 2. Okay, so item 2 price, whatever the point price, it will be going to take it. Quantity 2, how many quantity? Okay, int input, int mean integer data type. Okay, input enter the quantity item 2. Then 3 price 3, third variable price 3, and quantity 3 third variable. Okay, price 3 means float, input enter the price of item 3. Now quantity third. Okay, 3 quantity 3, input before that int, now input enter the quantity of item 3. Okay, Now after taking the three inputs, okay, in three inputs per item of the three two input two inputs, I am going to calculate the total bill. The total bill I am taking total underscore bill. Remember that if don't give any space here. If you give total space bill, it will not take. Okay, already in the first lecture I discussed about these things. Okay, so correct position is the total underscore bill. If you want to give space, then you have to mention the underscore. Total underscore bill equal to. Now I am going to calculate the mathematical operation. How can you do calculate the total? So first we have to item price 1 into quantity 1. So first item price 1 into quantity 1. What is the price of item number 1 and how much quantity here taken, plus now price 2 into how many quantity, okay, price 3 and how many quantity of 3. Now after that I'm going to display the result. Already told, for displaying the result we want print function. Okay, print, then I'm giving the display the message total bill amount. Now where the output is stored? In the total bill. In the total bill output is stored. So if you run this program like that, output is come, enter the price of item 1, like I given I have 20, enter the quantity of the item 1. So I have taken how much quantity of item 1, means price is 20, okay, and quantity I taken total 5. For item 2, enter the quantity, enter the price, quantity 2. So price is 25 and how much quantity I taken? 2 quantity I taken. Now enter the price of item 3. What is the item price of third? 10. And how much quantity you are taking? 90. After taking all the sums, the total bills amount is coming 240. Okay. So this is how we are going to calculate the what? Total bill. Okay. Now after that we are going to program number third. Okay, the program third is the, what is program third? An employer basic salary is given. Employer basic salary is given. So we have to calculate the gross salary. Okay, gross salary. So by adding the HRA and the DA. Okay. So what is the formula of gross salary? What is the formula of gross salary? Gross salary equal to basic salary plus HRA plus DA plus DA. Okay, plus DA. So basics gross salary equal to basic salary plus HRA plus DA. So what we have to do? Okay, we have to do take the basic salary. First we have to take the input. Okay, from the user. Float means it's a decimal because salary in the form of decimal. Okay, so input, I'm taking input. Okay, input function to take the input from the user. Enter the basic salary. I want to know the basic salary. Okay, now HRA. Now HRA means HRA is 20%, mean 20% means 0.20. Okay, if you divide by 20 divided by 100, 20 divided by 100 means 0.20. Now into the basics, into basic. Okay, now DA. DA is 0.10, that is 10% into basic. Okay, so we have calculated the HRA and DA with the formula. Okay, in the formula you calculated. Now I'm going to take the gross salary. So gross underscore salary, don't space give space, gross space salary, take underscore gross underscore salary equal to basic salary, basic plus HRA plus DA. Okay, now I'm going to print the result. Now I'm take the output print. Now I'm HRA, it will give the message. Okay, it is a message, only it's a message. If you write in the double quotes, message HRA. Okay, where the HRA is, where the HRA is, where the HRA output is there in HRA. Here if you see this HRA. Okay, now print DA, print DA, it will give the message. Okay, where the DA is stored? In DA, in this DA it is stored. Okay, now going to print the result of gross salary. Gross salary, this message, comma. After that, where the output is stored in the gross salary? Output is stored in this gross salary. Okay, this gross salary. Okay, now we run the program. If you run this program, they use enter the basic salary. Now I'm giving 50,000. Okay, so what is the 50,000 of 10 20%? 20% of 50,000 is what? What is 10,000? Okay, now DA is 10%. So 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. Okay. Now what is the gross salary? Gross salary is basic salary plus HRA plus DA. It is coming round of 65,000. Okay. Now going to the program number 4. Okay. So what is the program 4 says? A weather applications need to convert the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay. So you have to convert the temperature Celsius to Fahrenheit. Write a Python program to perform the conversion. So what you have to take? First you have to take the input. Okay. Celsius. I'm taking one variable Celsius equal to float. Where you take a float. It's a decimal integer in decimal points. Okay, decimal numbers, so it will take float. Now I'm taking the input. You have to take the input from the user side, I into. Now I'm taking the message. This is message which is going to display in the output box. Okay, enter the temperatures. Okay, taking the two open brackets, so you have to take the two close bracket. Okay, now I'm going to take another variable Fahrenheit. Okay, equal to, what is the formula to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit? Celsius into 9 by 5. 9 by 5 plus 32. This is a formula to convert the Celsius into the Fahrenheit. Now I'm going to take the result. Okay, now I'm going to take the result where print temperature in Fahrenheit. Temperature in Fahrenheit. This is a message. It will going to display in the where? In the message box. Now where the output is stored? Fahrenheit. Where this here the here output is stored. So you take comma Fahrenheit. Okay. So it will give enter the temperature in Celsius. It will first, when you run the program, it will ask enter the temperature in the Celsius. Now I am given 38. Okay, degree Celsius. Now the temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay, it will give 10 point what 4. Now coming to the program number 5. Okay, coming to the program number 5. Program number 5 says a construction company need to calculate the area and the parameter. Okay, parameter. Sorry, perimeter of a rectangle plot using its length and the breadth. Okay, using the length and breadth, you want to calculate the area and the perimeter of a rectangle. So length and the breadth. So we want two input. What the two input? Length and the breadth. So you take the input to length. First input you take the length. Another input you take the breadth. So first length, I'm taking the float number, decimal point. So float. Now I'm taking the input from the user side. So I'm taking input function. Now I'm going to display the message in the where? In the output box. Enter the length of the rectangle. So this message will come, enter the length of the rectangle. You see that, enter the length of the rectangle. So I given here 80 input. Now breadth, float, input. I am taking input from the user side. Now I'm going to what? I'm going to display this message. Is going to display. So enter the breadth of the rectangle. So I'm taking I into input function. So it is given, I am taking 40 as input. Now I'm taking the formula. What is formula to calculate the area? Area equal to length into the breadth. Length into breadth. Now what is the perimeter? What is the formula? Perimeter equal to 2 into length plus breadth. Length plus breadth. Now I'm going to take the output. I want to take the output. So it need print function. Now after that we have to give the message area of rectangle. Area of rectangle. This is a message. Okay, now where the output is stored? Where the output is stored? In the area. Okay, this area. Okay, area here output is stored. So you give area. Now print perimeter of rectangle. Where it is stored? Area is perimeter. In the perimeter it is stored. Okay, so it give the area of rectangle is here 3200 and the perimeter triangle is 240. Okay. Now coming to the program number 6. Okay. So what the program number 6 say? A bank calculate the simple interest based on the principal rate and interest and time. Okay. So write a program to calculate the interest amount. Okay, so you have to find the simple interest. Okay, so what we have to take? First three input, means principal, rate of interest and time. So you take the three input from the users. Okay, so you have to take three input function. So first we take the principal. Okay, so it should be a float number, decimal number. Okay, float. because maybe it's giving 2000 pipe and 2050 rupees. 2050 rupees means 2050 rupees some paise. Okay, so I'm taking the decimal point, so it is a float. So I'm taking float. Now I'm taking the input from the user, enter the principal amount. Okay, now I'm taking the rate equal to float. Again I am taking rate should be in the what, float decimal point, suppose that 5.2%. Okay, so now I'm taking the input, again I'm taking the input function. Okay, input function to take the input from the user. Now I'm taking enter the rate of interest. Okay, so this is a message, this is message, whatever you write here it should be displayed in the display box. Okay, see here written I have entered the rate of interest per percentage. So whatever you read written here it should be so here. Okay, so now after that we take the time equal to float, also time we're taking the float. Now suppose that 5.2 year. Okay, that is 5 year 2 month. Okay, in the year because it's written in year. Okay, 5 year 2 months, so we're taking float. Okay, now I'm going to take the formulas of simple interest, or simple underscore interest. Okay, this is variable, you can take anything here, you can take also a, no problem. If you take a it also, because it's a variable only. Okay, but we are going to give the what formula here. What formula? Principal, because the variable will be taken for the principal into rate into time, divide by divide by 100. So now I'm going to take the output. Where we take the output? Print, using the print function. Print. Now this message, I'm going to display the message simple interest. Now where the output is stored? In the simple interest. In the simple interest output is stored. Okay, so when you run the program, it will ask enter the principal 1000, enter the rate of interest 5. Now enter the time. I'm given 2 years. So it will give the result simple interest at what, 100. Now coming to the program 7. Okay, so program 7 is nothing. A program need to calculate the area of circle using a constant value of pi. Using a constant value of pi, you have to take the value of pi as a constant. So we have to mention pi value as a constant. Pi equal to, I am giving constant value of pi. So I am taking pi equal to 3.14159. I am defining the value of pi here. Now I am going to take the radius. Radius equal to what? We have to write the we want the input as a radius. Okay, so and to take radius you take any variables, or you can take, no problem. Now taking float. Okay, float data type means in decimal data type. Okay, float. Now I'm going to input enter the radius of the circle. Okay, now I'm asking from the user, okay, please enter the radius of the circle. So what this message will going to display? Enter the radius of the circle. Now I'm bringing the formula area. Okay, pi r square. You know the area of the circle equal to pi r square. So already here I given the pi. Here we given the pi because already we have defined the pi here. Okay, already we defined the value of pi. The pi into radius, you taken the input radius into radius. Now I'm going to print the result. Now I'm going to take the print function. Now area of the circle, this message, comma, where the output is stored? In the area. Okay, so when you give the enter the radius circle, I given 4, so it will give the result. Area of the circle is 50.2654. Okay, now coming to the program 8. Okay, coming to the program 8. What is program 8? An electricity board calculate the total bill amount based on the unit consumed and per unit. Okay, so you electric bill want to calculate the total bill amount. Okay, based on input consumed and the cost per unit. So two input is there. First, how much unit consumed by the consumer, and what is the cost of per unit. So we want two inputs. Okay, so we have to take the two input, that is inputs. Okay, units first, units. So I am taking the float data type, means float. Why taking the float, why not taking int? Because the unit should be maybe in the, suppose that some has consumed 80.5. Okay, so we taken float. Now I'm taking the input function to take the input from the user. Now I'm going to display the message input, enter the number of unit consumed. Okay, now again next variable I'm taking cost per unit. Okay, cost underscore per underscore unit. Okay, now I'm taking float. Okay, float means what? The decimal point, suppose that 9.5 units, suppose that. Okay, input I'm taking because we want input from the user side. Now enter the cost per unit. Okay, now I'm going to calculate. Okay, what calculate? Total underscore bill equal to unit. Okay, how many unit into cost per units. Okay, means we have to multiply unit into the cost per unit, so it will give the total bill. Now I want output. Okay, so I have to take the print function, take the print function to display the output. Now I'm giving the message. This message will display in the what? In the output box. Okay, that total bill amount here, like that. And where the output is stored? In the total bill. Okay, in total bill it will store. So in the total bill, this total bill. Okay, so when you run this program, it will ask enter the number of units. So I have taken here 80. Now again time enter the number of cost per unit. Per unit how much cost? 9 rupees. So it will come as what? 720 rupees. Okay, now coming to the ninth program. Okay, coming to the ninth program. Ninth program is the to calculate the power using the exponential operator. Using the exponential operator, we want to calculate the power. Okay, suppose that I given 2. Okay, 2 to power 3. Okay, so what is the result will come here? It will be 8. Okay, it will become as 8. Okay, so wow, how many input we want, how much input we need? Two input. First is base, another is exponent. So you take two input, first input base and second is exponent. Okay, so I'm taking base variable. You can take a, here you can take b, no problem. Okay, a you can take, here you can take b. I'm taking base. Okay, base equal to float. Why I'm taking float? Suppose it may be 2.5, 2.4, okay, maybe 9.5 decimal point. Okay, now I'm taking input mean we want input data type. Okay, you can take input of float, you can take int, no problem. Okay, it also run. Okay, because you want integer only, it will, but it will take only integer data type. Okay, if you write int. If you take float, it will take both integer and the decimal points. Okay, so input, I'm taking input function to take the input from the user. Now I'm going to what? Enter the base number. Now enter the base number. Okay, after that we closing that. Now I'm going to exponent equal to float. Okay, float. Okay, now input, enter the exponent. Okay, now I'm going to take the result. Result equal to, okay, you can take here c, no problem. Result equal to base. Okay, now these two star already in the first second class I did. This two star is nothing, it's it calculate the exponent. Okay, base exponents y. Okay, means it will give like that 2 power 3. Okay, this is nothing, it's a, it is used to calculate the exponential. Okay, double two star. Now I'm going to take the result. Where I'm going to take the result? Print. So I'm, if you want result, then you go to print function. Print. Now result, this message will be display here like that. Result. Okay, already told na, if whatever you write in double quotes, it will going to display here. Now where the output is stored? In the result. In the result. So it will give output here result. Now I have enter the base, I written 2. Now enter the exponent, I written 3. So to give the result what? 8. Now going to the 10th program. Okay, going to the program number 10. Now I'm to find the remaining chocolate after equal distribution. Okay, so write a program to find the remaining chocolate after the equal distribution. Okay, suppose that if you have 10 chocolate and you have a 10 student, suppose that if you want to distribute equal, so you have to give one chocolate. Then how many remaining chocolate remain? 0. Suppose that you have 10 chocolate and there are 10 students, so you have to distribute equal. Okay, so now suppose that if you have 55 chocolates and you have 50 students, so you have to distribute equally, means 50 students. Okay, but you have 55 chocolates, so each student you have to give one. Now how many remaining students, how many chocolates remaining? 55. So you have to calculate that remaining chocolates. So I've taken the input to chocolate, okay, and student to input I want. First I want the input chocolates. Now I'm taking int because it's an integer data type. Chocolate number of quantity is always in the what, decimal, not decimal point, in the integer. So I'm taking int, okay, because this is an integer. Now I'm taking input function, okay. Now I'm going to enter the total chocolate, enter the total after closing the bracket. Now I'm taking students. Now student is also not in decimal like 3.5 student, now it is in also in integer. So I'm taking int. Now I'm taking input function to take the input from the user. Now I'm taking message, enter the total student, okay. Now after that I'm taking remaining, okay. Remaining you can take any variable. I'm taking remaining. Now chocolate, okay, this is modular, this is modulus, this is modular. This remainder is nothing, it's a module. It will going to calculate. If you want to find the remainder, then you have to give this symbol, okay. This is called modulus, okay. This is called modulus, this is called modulus, okay. You have to calculate the number, you have to calculate the remainder, okay. So chocolate modulus student, okay. Now I'm going to print the result, okay. Now we want the result, so you have to write the print function. Now remaining chocolate message. Now where the output is stored, in the remaining, okay. Suppose that a message come to enter the chocolate. Now I'm given 55. Now here what I do, total student what, 10, okay. Now how many chocolate remaining? So what happened, when it will, when you input chocolate, how it will calculate remaining? Now you have given chocolate reminder student, okay. So what is the chocolate? The chocolate is 55. What is chocolate? 50 times. Now we are going to divide this with 10, okay. If you're going to divide with 10, so here what happened, it will give as 5. Now it will come as 50, okay. It will come as 50 here. And now how many remaining? 5. Means per student what, 5 chocolate it will get, okay. Means per student he will receive, he or she will receive 5 chocolate. How many chocolate after distribution? Only 5 chocolate remaining. So by reminder we can calculate the remaining chocolates, okay. Okay, up to here any doubts? I think I today we have discussed the basic programs, okay. So because it's a programming first lectures, okay. After that we'll go for the we'll increase the levels, okay. Okay, okay, for today I think I'm stopping here, okay. In next lecture we'll do more numericals, we'll do more programming, okay. So from basic we'll start, after that we'll go to the advanced level, okay. For today, okay, I'm stopping here, okay. Thank you.